We here at That Park Place have been telling you guys about certain things happening with Six Flags. Yes, at first it was Matt Ouimet, the former president of Disneyland, and well, he would later be the Cedar Fair CEO before this merger. He would be replaced by Richard Zimmerman, and then that's when this merger actually happened between Six Flags and Cedar Fair, becoming this big mega corp right there. And it hasn't been working all that well with fans, hasn't really been working all that well for executives. Remember, they reduced 10% of their workforce. That's when Matt Ouimet said, hey, look, listen, I'm not liking what's going on right here. But there is a savior, as we have informed you guys. Apparently, Travis Kelce, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, and also, too, Taylor Swift's fiancé, has said that, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and get invested into this company via an activist investor type scenario right here. Very interesting because one could say that, well, Travis Kelce, he's the Nelson Peltz of this whole situation right here. And then after that, we now have more news involving Matt Ouimet, that being his commentary on this Travis Kelce situation, and he has a dire warning for the tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs. From Attractions Magazine, why Travis Kelce may be a victory for Six Flags, former Cedar Fair CEO weighs in. This by Blake Taylor over there at Attractions Magazine, October 24th, 2025. Travis Kelce investing in Six Flags may be news, quote, fans of the parks can benefit from, ponders Matt Ouimet, former CEO of Cedar Fair prior to the theme park's merger with Six Flags and formerly president of Disneyland. This is very interesting. I want to go ahead and get his complete thoughts right here. Matt Ouimet commenting on Travis Kelce now being invested formally into Six Flags. Yesterday, an activist investor announced that they had a 9% stake in Six Flags, noting that a well-known NFL star, Travis Kelce, was one of their investors in this deal. But by my count, that makes at least 3 investor groups holding positions in Six Flags, all who claim to have answers that will resurrect Six Flags from its malaise, with the latest one including a 6'5", 250-pound tight end as key to their strategy. I have a number of thoughts on this, but decided to lead with the following. There may be something in this announcement that fans of the parks can benefit from. Travis Kelce cannot afford to be associated with the parks that do not deliver the experience that he will be promoting. His brand is too valuable to bear the burden of social media that features evidence of declining maintenance and poor operating policies. The result of merger-induced cost-cutting. He will need to be able to talk credibly about impressive new attractions and entertainment offerings. From a marketing standpoint, I would not expect his name to draw my meaningful, incremental attendance, but that may not be where he has the biggest impact. If his role causes the experiences across the parks to improve measurably, this will be a come-from-behind victory. If not, it won't be so easy for him to shake it off. Got the NFL reference and the Taylor Swift reference right there. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yeah. What do you think about that culture? Is the continued, what do you want to say, downturn in Six Flags, would it affect Travis Kelce now that he's invested it if things don't improve?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if there are demonstrable changes that people can see, you should certainly pursue that avenue further. And I think if Travis Kelce and an activist investor can bring about some positive change, which I'm going to tell you, Six Flags / Cedar desperately needs right now.
Yes.
I was really kind of shocked, and maybe you were too, that instead of leaning into the healthier brand and the positivity of Cedar Fair, they decided to go with Six Flags and their route. That was very surprising. And Ouimet is Ouimet, however you want to say his name. He's quality that we desperately, kind of need somebody with that kind of background and understanding of what the theme park industry is. Right. I think if anybody is in pursuit of fun all the time, it's going to be those athletic guys. So, maybe he understands that, there's a way forward, and maybe he can help direct it. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I'm just positive here.
I think, look, it is clear that I think management coming in from Cedar Fair, and really looking to overhaul Six Flags, I think they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. I don't think they knew the depth of the issues at play with Six Flags, and I think that's brought the entire brand down. So maybe getting a couple more voices in there. Perhaps somebody that is a fan, actually. So Ken Reinhardt says that Kelce is from Cleveland Heights and maybe a Cedar Point fan. if that is true, maybe he is a lifelong fan. Maybe that influenced his decision to actually get involved in this whole thing before it comes off the rails like the new coaster there. So Simon's Curse. It would be. I think it's got a lot of issues. He's got a lot of issues. Matt We Met is quality. He knows quality. He actually comes from Disney Cruise Lines originally before he was the president of Disneyland. Not a lot of people remember that. So he understood, like, okay, well, here's how you deliver a quality experience. Here's how you deliver something at an increased price point, and really rejuvenized the Disneyland Resort when it was at its lowest. Unfortunately, we're getting back to those days. But he was instrumental in turning that whole theme park operation around. That really lasted, I think, 15 years, good 15 years after he left. Obviously, he brought a lot of great fan reception back to Cedar Fair, doing a lot of positive things over there. So he understands the business, he understands it, he gets it. But I think his commentary, his continued commentary, I think is very, very interesting. Well, sure, I'm going to go ahead and let you finish this off right here. What do you think Six Flags needs to do to really get back on track? Because we've seen so many bad headlines, so many bad earnings calls. What do you think?
I think that they need to focus in on what has reinvigorated NBC Universal. Let's be honest, Epic Universe, the idea of creating fully immersive environments with IPs that they have access to. And it's not like they have a void there. They have access to a lot of stuff that people may not realize. And I do see a path forward for them. And I do believe that if they continue to develop partnerships and things like that, perhaps even with Paramount, or something like that, they could really move their branding forward. And they could bring people back to the parks. And, Sargon, I think you're right. I think Travis grew up in an area where, Cedar was everywhere, or at least accessible. And look, I mean, even from Ohio, I mean, you have to consider there's a lot of, fond memories for people that were in the, the center of the country up north.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing they can do is just capitalize on that. This is kind of an opportunity, and I think they should be listening to this man. I think they should be listening to this man because he knows what he's talking about.
Well, hey, look, I'm a big fan of Knott's Berry Farm. Have gone there for years. Going there as a child. Have fond memories of that specific park right here. You can actually see a little bit of that on screen right now. I really do love and appreciate that park. A lot of people felt that it was the sister park or even the unofficial second gate when Disneyland didn't have Disney California Adventure that people could go to across the way. And so if I saw it going off the rails, which it is, and I had the means to change it, would I? Yeah, I think I would, right? So it makes sense that Travis Kelce's getting involved right there. But a dire warning by Matt We Met. Hey, if this doesn't turn around, will your brand be affected? It might be. And that's no good right there. But I'll give it to Travis Kelce. He's getting involved. I haven't always been a fan of Travis, but you know what? On this one, if he can turn things around, I will invite him with open arms.
There you go.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.